Guys, today I'm going to tell you about the smartest guy in Greek mythology, but also the most unlucky, because he was too smart for his own good. The story of Sisyphus is like this. Imagine someone who can cheat to death, but in the end he discovers that he has things that it's better not to touch. It is the perfect definition of cunning that turns against you. Sisyphus was king of Corinth, one of the most powerful cities in ancient Greece. And the guy wasn't famous for his kindness. He was known to be the most intelligent and manipulative mortal ever. You know, the kind of person who always finds a way out in any situation? Who can convince anyone of anything? That's exactly what Sisyphus was doing. He transformed Corinth into an economic power using methods, say, questionable. The guy charged a toll from anyone who passed through the isthmus, stole merchants, lied, manipulated, but he always managed to get out clean of everything. Zeus was already full of the mischief of Sisyphus. But what broke the dick for good was when Sisyphus did something unforgivable. One day, Zeus was having one of his extramarital affairs. Surprise zero, right? This time it was with the nymph Aegina. But as always, he was being discreet so that Hera would not find out. Only that Sisyphus saw the whole situation. And what did he do? Blackmail Zeus. The guy literally blackmails the king of gods. "Look, Zeus," said Sisyphus, "I can tell Hera about your little adventure, or you can do me some favors here in Corinth." People, imagine the boldness. He blackmailed Zeus. The divine ego could not bear such a debacle. Zeus was so furious that he decided, this insolent mortal will pay dearly, and sent Thanatos, the personification of death, to fetch Sisyphus immediately. But that's where the true genius of our protagonist begins. Thanatos arrived in Corinth all pompous, with his magic chains to bind the soul of Sisyphus. But the guy was prepared. "Whoa, Thanatos," said Sisyphus with that naughty little smile. "What an honor to receive the visit of death itself. But I have a question. How exactly do these chains work? It seems sophisticated thing." And Thanatos, all proud of his divine equipment, began to explain, "It's very simple. See, you put it like this. Press here. Humba. Sisyphus has trapped his own death in the chains. Imagine the situation. Death was literally trapped. And do you know what happened in the world? Nobody else died. Soldiers wounded in battle continued fighting with arrows in the chest. 200-year-olds still walking around. Terminally ill partying. The world has become a total chaos. Ares, the god of war, was the first to complain, "Man, wars have lost their grace. What fun is a battle if no one dies?" And ran to tell Zeus what Sisyphus had done. Zeus had to beg for Sisyphus to release Thanatos. But the guy negotiated until the last second. "Okay, I let go of death, but you let me live another 20 years. Zeus agreed because he had no choice. The natural order of the world was destroyed. But 20 years later, guess who came back? Thanatos. And this time he wasn't kidding. Sisyphus died, but the story doesn't end there. Because the guy had one more trick up his sleeve. Before he died, Sisyphus gave an instruction to his wife, Merope. "When I die, do not make the proper funeral rituals. Don't bury me with coins in my eyes. Don't make offerings. Nothing." When Sisyphus arrived in the underworld, he went straight to Hades' office with the biggest face. "Hades, I need your help," he said. "My wife is disrespecting all funeral protocols. This is an offense to the gods. You can't allow that." And Hades, who took the tradition seriously, was indignant. "This is inadmissible. Go back to Earth and teach your wife to do things right." And so Sisyphus managed to resuscitate The guy literally cheated death twice. Of course, he did not come back to teach any ritual for wife. He came back to live, and lived a few more years enjoying life, laughing in the face of the gods. But people, Zeus discovered the mischief. And then the divine patience ended once. This time, when Sisyphus died, Zeus personally chose the punishment. And it was diabolical. Sisyphus was sent to Tartarus, the deepest and most terrible part of hell, with a seemingly simple task: push a giant rock to the top of a mountain. It seems easy, right? Wrong. The stone was cursed. Whenever Sisyphus could get almost to the top, it became heavier than he could sustain and rolled down the mountain. And he had to start all over again. And so until today, Sisyphus spends eternity pushing that cursed stone, coming almost to success and returning to the beginning. The punishment is genius in its cruelty. Zeus took exactly what Sisyphus valued most, his intelligence and persistence, and turned it into an eternal torture. The guy who always could find a way out, who always found a way, was now stuck in a situation where all his cleverness was useless. There was no way to deceive, no way to negotiate, no way to escape. But do you know what is the most interesting part of this story? Some philosophers say that Sisyphus found a way to be happy even in punishment. They say he accepted the absurdity of the situation and found meaning in his own effort. Like this: okay, I'll push that rock for the rest of eternity. At least I'll be the guy who pushes the rock better than anyone. The story of Sisyphus became a symbol of perseverance in the face of the impossible. How many times in life we feel pushing a stone that never reaches the top? Work that does not yield, relationship that does not go forward, dreams that always escape from our hands. But the difference is that Sisyphus chose to defy the gods. He knew the risks and played the game anyway. The question that remains is, was it worth? Sisyphus was a genius who dribbled to death, or an idiot who did not know when to stop? I think he was both. Brilliant in execution, but dumb in strategy. The guy forgot that in Greek mythology, who defies the gods always gets bad at the end. And you, what do you think? Sisyphus was a hero or villain? And more importantly, could you accept eternal punishment, or would you try to find a way out until the last second? Leave in the comments and sign up for more stories of mortals who dared to challenge the gods. Spoiler: they always get screwed at the end.